What's up, YouTube? It's your boy People John 2510. I'm gonna do my WWE RAW full review and results review. So you guys can hit that red button, hit that like button, and let's get started. This Monday Night Raw first hour was just god awful. This show is god awful. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna read you guys what happened, man. You thought Hell in a Cell was the worst. Was garbage yesterday, man. So go like my video that I posted yesterday of Hell in a Cell review. It is streaming up. It is streaming live right now. So go make sure you watch Hell in a Cell. But let me talk about this Raw tonight. This Raw show which just got awful. You know what I'm saying? Let's get started. We begin Raw recapping the drama between Rusev and Lana, which is nobody cares. What else happened? As Raw starts, we see Orton and Rusev and Baron Corbin already in the ring, and Randy Orton and Baron Corbin are jumping Rusev. Rusev fends them off before Bobby Lashley on the Tigertron. Bobby Lashley is wearing Rusev's bath robe and is apparently at his house. He goes into his bed and we see Lana cuddling with him. What am I watching? Monday Night Raw or Days of Our Lives? That segment was god awful. And then Lana tells Rusev they didn't have joint checking accounts anymore, and even they own is hers. She says Rusev doesn't look like they are having fun, but they are. Lana adores her and Raw. Bobby Lashley shuts off the lights and Rusev is devastated. Randy Orton and Baron Corbin are laughing on the outside. That segment just got awful, but there's more. Rusev is pissed and take out Corbin and Randy Orton on the outside. He sends Baron Corbin to the steel steps and slams Randy Orton into the barricade. He takes the steel steps and slams it into Orton's face. Then Rusev sends Orton into the ring, post and hit the Mushka kick onto Baron Corbin outside the barricade. He hits another Mushka kick on Randy Orton. Rusev throws a steel step away in a frustration and leaves. This is god awful. Lacey Evans comes out and says that we are at the end of the road. She says the only way to settle things with Natalya is a last lady standing match, and the only place Natalya is going is the trash heap. Then we get Lacey Evans versus Natalya in the last woman standing match. This match was just garbage. We've seen Lacey Evans versus Natalya so many times, but this match was just garbage. Natalya starts with a series of attacks and takes the fight outside. Back in the ring, she eventually gets the sharpshooter and plants her face in the mat in a series of times. Lacey Evans responds with a slam that gets a 9. Natalya responds with a series of attacks before Lacey swings Natalya into the barricade that gets another 9 count. Then all of a sudden we see Lacey pretends to go for a table, but puts it back under the ring. She then shoves Natalya into the steel steps back from commercial. We see Lacey Evans sending Natalya to the timekeeper's arena before getting a candlestick and going to work. That gets a 9 as Lacey poses on a chair. She slams Natalya to the ring post again. That gets another 9. Then Lacey Evans places Natalya on the chair and puts a candlestick in between the handles and gives her a big boot. Natalya eventually recovers, but Lacey Evans eventually again with a candlestick before Natalya fights her off and gets the stick herself. Lacey Evans eventually fight her off again for a 9 count. On the outside, Lacey Evans gets a neck breaker. Lacey Evans eventually hits her with a trash can and then hits a moonsault, which doesn't really connect, which is Lacey Evans is garbage anyway. After Natalya recovers again, she gets a suplex on the entrance ramp and then shoves her to the top of the stage and announces the table. Lacey Evans then gets a suplex on the announcer table. knocks the tables, and gets Natalia on the stage again. A suplex attempt off the stage falls, and Natalia powerbombs Lacey Evans through a table on the outside for the win. The winner of the match, Natalia. This match was garbage. We get an Aleister Black appearance, and he says that he requires battle. Underneath his calm and collected, denorming that is not who he really is. He is unforgiving as fire and as cold and permanent as death. He is forever restless and begs someone to knock on his door and pick a fight with him. We heard this so many times. Aleister Black, why don't you go pick a fight with them instead of them coming to you? This is god awful, man. We get the Street Profits and they plug the draft this week. Street Profits is god awful on the main roster. That's all I gotta say. Tyson Fury is asked backstage why he is provoking Strowman, and he recounts what happens on SmackDown. He requested an apology, and he says if he doesn't get it, he'll get these hands. We heard that so many times from Braun Strowman. So we get Robert Roode versus Dolph Ziggler versus Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler versus the Viking Raiders. This match didn't make no sense to me. Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler are your Raw Tag Team Champions. Why are they getting pinned by the Viking Raiders? It doesn't make any sense. Eric and Ziggler have a back and forth before Ira scoop slam Eric into Dolph, and Robert tags in, and he has a back and forth with Ira. Robert starts working over his legs before Ira's shoulder blocks him. Eric tags in and gets a jumping knee and crashes Ira into Roode. Outside, Eric takes out both Roode and Ziggler with a hard right and work over Roode. Eventually, Ziggler knocks Eric off the apron and Roode sends him into the barricade. Dolph Ziggler gets a jumping DDT and Roode works him over. Then Ziggler and Roode take turns working him over. Eventually, Eric escapes and tags in Ivar, and Ivar runs wild. Eventually, Ziggler gets a famouser for a 2. Ivar recovers, and eventually the Riders hits a double team for a 2 count. Roode and Ivar are sent out of the ring, and it's just Eric and Ziggler. Ziggler gets a roll-up for a 2. Eric gets a spine buster from Roode, and Ziggler gets a zigzag, but Eric kicks out. Roode goes for a glorious DDT, but Eric escapes and Ivar tags in. The Viking Experience connects on Ziggler for the win. The winner of the match, the Viking Raiders. We see Aleister Black again, and he's taking off his shirt. He's heading down the ring to see who wants to pick a fight with him. This is garbage. Then we get Aleister Black versus the Bollywood Boys. I never heard of Bollywood Boys in my life, but I heard of Hollywood. But this match is pointless. Aleister Black kicks everyone in sight and gets an easy win. This was a quick match. The winner of the match, Aleister Black. No one cares about this match. Braun has some words for Tyson Fury, but I was unable to transcribe because my nephew threw his shoe at my dog, and my dog tried to attack him. This too was stopped by the referee before its conclusion. Backstage, Charlie asks Rey Mysterio how Dominic is doing. Rey thinks some superstar says his son is realized. In a way, he's never been more proud. Dom took a beating like a man. For that, his scars will heal soon. His emotional ones will take longer. He rested at home. This was some rough sentence structure there. Rey, he had to watch Brock muddle his son and felt helpless. So he called upon Dominic's godfather Chain Vasquez, Ray goes full Mexico and hypes up Chant. Not Chant, hypes for Chain. The OC is seen talking backstage. The AOP gets a video package, which is I enjoy, by the way. The OCs versus the Lucha House Party. This match was just garbage. Can we get the Lucha House Party off my television set? AJ and Kalisto to start. AJ chokes him in the corner. Referee stops it, and AJ kicks high but gets tapped down by Kalisto. He kicks AJ rolling into his corner. Arm drag to AJ and another drop kick, and Carl Anderson gets a tag. Carl eats an arm drag also. Then every member of the Lucha House Party eventually gets a moonsault on the OC. Eventually, the Lucha House Party gets the advantage, and it's a free for all in the ring. Gallows gets a big boot, Carl Anderson gets a spine buster, and AJ gets a phenomenal forearm on Kalisto for the win. The winner of the match, the OC. I didn't really care about this match. This match was just too garbage. After the match, the OC cleans house, ending with AJ hitting a top rope Styles Clash onto Kalisto. Out comes the Miz for Miz TV. I hate the Miz TV. I wish the Miz was a heel instead of babyface. And she brings out Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. The Miz lists off Becky accomplished this year, and Becky says she bandaged up from last night's, but she kicked Sasha's butt, which is a good match between Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch last night at Hell in a Cell. That was a good match. Charlotte Flair says that she dominates and feels herself a little. The Miz plugs their upcoming tag match, and Becky says she wants to right the wrong of Auska beating her at the Royal Rumble. Then Becky sees Charlotte Flair and says she's happy with the title made famous. Charlotte says she made Becky famous, and she been the woman 10 times. Becky says her regains are plentiful, but here's our meaningful. They pose with their titles before the Kabuki Warriors arrive and says something in Japanese, which is, I love Auska and Kiari Sane as heels. I really enjoyed it. After that, the Kabuki Warriors rush in the ring and all full woman brawl. Charlotte and Becky Lynch get an advantage before we go to commercial break. Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair versus Kabuki Warriors. This was a decent match. Then all of a sudden, the match begins with a back and forth between Auska and Becky before Kiari tags in. Kiari Sane works over Becky before she gets a sidekick and tags in Flair. Flair cleans house on everyone and hits a series of chops on Auska and follows it up with a back suplex. She then hits a moonsault on the Kabuki Warriors. She goes for a figure 8 lock on Auska, but she hits a interference Kiari with a follow-away suplex. Auska escapes to outside, where she gets a kick on Charlotte Flair in the midair. Back from the commercial, Becky gets a hot tag, and she runs wild. She hits a missile drop kick on Auska, but Sane hits her with a back fist. Kiari goes for an elbow, but Becky cuts her off and gets a top rope. A leg drop before Auska saves the pin. Charlotte Flair hits a big boot on Auska, and Sane cuts off Charlotte Flair's leg, and Becky Lynch applies the disarmer on Sane. When the ref is distracted, Auska gets the green mist on Becky, and Sane rolls up for the win. The winner of the match, the Kabuki Warriors. This match was decent, but I love how the Kabuki Warriors, Auska and Kiari Sane, are heels. That's what I like about those two. After the match, Charlotte attempts to attack the Kabuki Warriors, but the numbers are too big. Alexa and Nikki Cross come down the ramp and they clean house. Backstage, we see Apollo Crews, and he asks what he hopes to prove in his match against Ricochet. Apollo Crews, it's an honor to face him, but he's looking to make the draft his showcase. The Viking Riders apparently have earned a Raw Tag Team Champions next week, and they will have them. Ricochet is asked about the draft, and he says it's an honor to face Apollo if this is his final match on Raw. He's looking for a fresh start, and he's ready to prove that superheroes can be real. Ricochet versus Apollo Crews. This match was pretty good. Apollo and Ricochet trade loads and flips and reached a statement. Eventually, Apollo Crews gets a shoulder block out of the ring. Apollo misses a moonsault. Then Ricochet misses a moonsault of his own. Apollo hits a drop kick in the ring for a 2. Apollo Crews gets the delayed virtual suplex. He goes for the angle slam, but Ricochet dodges on the outside. Springboard clothesline and standing shooting star press to get a 2 count. Apollo Crews eventually gets a bicycle kick and ensuguri and standing moonsault for a 2. Ricochet follows up with a cold breaker for a 3. The winner of the match, Ricochet. This match between Ricochet and Apollo Crews was pretty good. We get a recap last night's disgraceful main event. Jerry the King Lawler introduced Tyson Fury, and Fury says he is demanding an apology. Braun Strowman comes out. Braun Strowman says he was trying to have some fun until he saw that look he had. Braun said he begged security to let him go because they want to fight. Strowman says he eats Tyson Fury for lunch, and then last thing he wants to do is get in his way. Tyson Fury says he knocked him out. Strowman says he have him down looking up at the lights for a slow 10 count in his fight against Wilder. Tyson Fury asks Strowman how many heavyweight titles he won. Tyson Fury shows Strowman, and Strowman handles Fury in the corner before they brawl. Security gets involved, but Braun Strowman and Tyson Fury fights them all off. The two continue to brawl before the locker room comes out. They keep breaking away from each other and continue to fight until they are effectively separated. Backstage, Strowman says that he not going to have Tyson Fury disrespect his business, and he'll get these hands. Eventually, he comes back out to brawl with Tyson Fury as Raw goes off the air. Okay, all I gotta say is this show was god awful. This show was god awful. But the only match of the night was Ricochet versus Apollo Crews. That match was pretty good. Then what else to match up tonight? Then we see Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair versus Kabuki Warriors. This match was decent. That's all I gotta say from here. If you guys enjoyed my WWE RAW full review and results, drop a like on this video. Comment down below what you guys think of Raw and all. And I will talk to you guys later. And I'm out of here.